The Astronomical Book. The Astronomical Book, also called the Book of the Luminaries, is another standout section of 1 Enoch. It focuses on cosmic order, especially the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. Many scholars believe fragments found at Qumran contain information more expansive than what later copies provide, suggesting early versions might have been even more detailed about the heavens. In this section, the angel Uriel is said to guide Enoch through the workings of the cosmos. One of the main ideas is a 364-day solar calendar, where each year is divided into 4 equal parts or seasons, and each season is split into 3 30-day months, plus 1 additional day. This design results in a perfect 52 weeks per year, always starting on the same day of the week. Such a calendar was also promoted by the community that wrote the Book of Jubilee, a text discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls. It highlights a belief that correct observance of sacred times and festivals depends on a precise, solar-based calendar rather than the lunar-based system used by other Jewish groups. For many, the Astronomical Book underscores the interest some ancient Jews had in astronomy and timekeeping. Rather than seeing it as purely mythic or symbolic, some interpret it as an early attempt to align religious life with an orderly vision of creation, in which accurate knowledge of the heavens reflects God's perfect design. Others see mystical or esoteric purposes, pointing out that angels teach Enoch these secrets, implying the knowledge is sacred and not widely known. This book also includes some moral teachings, showing that cosmic harmony and moral order are related. The cycles of the sun and moon, for instance, could represent divine laws that humans are supposed to respect. By observing certain festivals at the right time, believers remain in tune with that higher order. When people drift away from righteousness or tamper with sacred knowledge, it creates imbalance and leads to misfortune. There is also an interplay between the Astronomical Book and the story of the Watchers. Some Watchers introduce knowledge of divination or astrology in a corrupt manner. By contrast, the knowledge given by Uriel to Enoch is framed as lawful and pure. This points to an underlying theme in 1 Enoch. Knowledge from God, shared through proper channels, is life-giving, but knowledge gained through rebellion or deception brings destruction. The Book of Dreams. The Book of Dreams, chapters 83 to 90, features allegorical visions that tell stories about the history of Israel and the world. Some interpret these visions as stretching from the primeval past up to the Maccabean revolt in the 2nd century BC. Others, especially within the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, hold that it was written long before the flood, during Enoch's time. In these visions, animals often symbolize humans or different groups of people, while human figures can represent angels. For instance, one dream might depict white bulls for the patriarchs, while black bulls or other creatures could represent corrupt nations. It is a method of coding real historical events in symbolic form, a technique common in Jewish apocalyptic literature. The Book of Daniel, for example, uses beasts to symbolize various empires. By listing or implying different historical epochs, the Book of Dreams offers a panoramic view of how the author believed divine guidance interacted with human history. The text suggests that God has knowledge of every major development, from the first generations following Adam to the wars and struggles of Enoch's own time, or possibly the author's time, if we consider that this text was likely written centuries later. People who are faithful to God become identified with certain animal symbols, while oppressors or idolaters appear as dangerous creatures. Some argue that these symbolic narratives hint at a final resolution. Despite the chaos and suffering introduced by rebellions, wars, or corrupt leaders, God will ultimately save the righteous. The Book of Dreams does not merely dwell on negative events, it also anticipates a final restoration in which there is peace, safety, and alignment with divine will. That message would have been encouraging to readers living during times of occupation, forced Hellenization, or internal strife within Jewish society. One reason the Book of Dreams stands out is that it mirrors the style of other apocalyptic writings found in the Bible and outside it. This style mixes visions, angelic interpreters, and coded prophecies. The difference is that in the book of Enoch, Enoch is the visionary, whereas in the book of Daniel, Daniel sees the visions. Both figureheads serve as channels for divine revelations about present circumstances and future outcomes. What emerges here is a sense that even if the forces of evil appear strong, there is a hidden plan that will correct these injustices in time. Readers who accept this viewpoint may see their own struggles as part of a broader cosmic pattern. This was a powerful message for those who felt that the visible world around them was filled with difficulties and that God's justice had yet to be fully revealed.